Hey you guys, Noob Reviews here, and get some chapter overviews done. Gonna do one today, probably film one tomorrow or something like that. Interested to see if we'll get any more information about the chapter. Oh yeah, Mind the Water. I can't wait all day. It'll take forever. People use the bathroom. What it is. Got this beard hair that's just going crazy right here. Anyways, there was some information released by Oda at the Jump Festa this year, and he's telling us, so I'll probably discuss a little of this in another video, but we'll just bring it here because it's interesting. But we're gonna get Reverie for sure, some more of that in 2019, so it seems like, kind of like King of Lightning was saying, they're gonna mix it in with Wano a little bit. It's already kind of mixing a little bit. We keep hearing about stuff that happened at Reverie now, from characters outside of Wano, but we also will learn a bit more. We learned a bit more about the movie Stampede that's getting released later in 2019. Oda seems really excited about it, but I think Oda's in general just really excited about most movies that are made of his that, you know, have high production value at least. He gets pretty stoked on it. Either that or it's just hype just to try and sell it. Gotta make that money, Oda. But yeah, we learned a little of that, and then we saw the first page of the new chapter, which showed Zoro walking with probably, I would imagine, some samurai. But it seemed like this older, haggard-looking man. And I'm sure when we get into the chapters in the new year that it's going to be a very Zoro-centered chapter, since he's separated from everyone. Be interesting to see what Zorojuro has been up to, since he's caused nothing but chaos since we've entered Wano. Yeah, no, so Jump Festa dropped a bit of knowledge, and how excited Oda is for the next year. It says it's going to be a big year. But cool. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. I know I did. You can see. Very Cowboy Bebop-esque. Yeah, my sister and brother-in-law hooked me up with this outfit, and got that One Piece hoodie I made the video in on Christmas, and that hoodie's so awesome. I think it was made on like Etsy or something, but it says Daddy down the side, and my mom got it for me, so she wasn't sure if it was right. She's like, oh, maybe this is a dad's hoodie, and yeah, it is. So she looked up after, because she was worried she got me a screwed up gift, and she found a character by the name of Daddy Masterson, who I completely forgot about up till then, but the guy Usopp has the snipe off we'll talk about in a couple, about 50 chapters from now. But definitely cracked me up. Thought it was real funny. It's my favorite hoodie right now. It's got Luffy and Law and Zoro and Sanji on it, and it's talks about being tough and strong like them, but it's like a dad hoodie that for a dad who likes One Piece. But it's my new favorite hoodie. But yeah, let's go to the chapter here. I feel like I'm getting lag on my audio, so I'm gonna check that out and maybe change some things. Alright, back. The video may be a little weird. It may have changed the range and stuff because I changed the resolution. I was getting a lot of lag keeping up with the audio for some reason. But regardless, talk One Piece. Chapter 21, Townies. And we get Luffy on the cover, sitting with the lion. He's got his hat on the lion, and they're just passed out. They had a big lunch. There's a big picnic, a bunch of bones, different bento boxes laying around, and they're just sitting on the beach chilling. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice, I guess. But so chapter takes off with Luffy just, I win! Luffy's just stoked, you know, and took out Buggy real quick, and got vengeance for his hat, and essentially his pride as a pirate. And so he turns back to Nami and is like, so you're gonna join my crew, right? And she's like, yeah, for the time being, it looks like I'll stick with you guys. I guess I can make a lot of money. She's like, you have to give Buggy credit, you know. Get an eye for treasure, and this is first class booty. She's like, it's easily worth 10 million berries. Which is nothing. Nothing. Wait till you go to Skypiea, Nami. Wait till you go to Skypiea. Wait till you go to Thriller Bark. I mean, there's a bunch of places they get money from. I mean, I think Skypiea is the only one they get really wealthy after, and they needed to buy a ship, so it's kind of an ends to a means. But, other than that, they don't really talk about it. They talk about berries revolving around, maybe certain objects, but they always seem to have the money for it. Nami's just stingy. Or, you know, the berries for the bounties. But they don't really get into the currency and how difficult it is. I don't think Oda cares. But, yeah, 10 million berries. Nami's stoked. And we'll get into why she gets stoked about that later down the line. But she divides it up into 2 bags, and she's like, you know, you can carry this half, and I'll carry this one. It's really heavy. Zoro's laying in a pile on the ground. There's a bunch of rubble everywhere, and you get a nice display. Boodle in the background. And Luffy finds his hat, and he's looking at it, and it's got these 3, you know, if you look on top, 3 cuts right here where Buggy's stabbed through his hat. And Nami just makes the comment, you know, that hat means a lot to you. She sees him looking at it and can tell he's a bit perturbed. And he goes, yeah, it's not so bad. I guess I could still wear it. He pulls it on his head. He's smiling, big toothy grin. And he's like, sure felt good to clobber old Buggy. And that's Luffy. Roll with the punches, you know. He's pissed his hat got ruined, but he's not gonna let it kill the rest of his life. He's gonna move on. And so, again, a lot of this stuff just builds how Nami looks at Luffy. You know, she sees his pride as a pirate, but she also sees that he's not the same. He, not materialistic. He's not vengeful or spiteful. He's easily capable of moving on. There's a lot about Luffy's personality, is how happy-go-lucky he is. And he stays real true to it. So, the rest of Buggy's guys are, you know, laying around on the ground. They were playing dead. Do you hear that? Buggy got clobbered. And they're like, oh, what should we do? Like, I think I'm gonna play dead and just stay low a little bit longer. Luffy, you know, slaps up Zoro. He's like, get up, come on. Like, let's get going, Zoro, wake up. Zoro gets up, he's like, oh, did you take care of things? Luffy's like, yeah, I got the treasure map and the treasure, so, or not the treasure map, I got the map and the treasure. And he's like, oh. Zoro's just like, I don't know if I can walk. And Nami's like, of course not. She's like, if you could walk, I wouldn't believe either of you guys are human. And Luffy's just like, yeah, don't lump me in with him. And Nami's like, you're even less human than him. Did you not see your arms and body just stretching everywhere? That is not normal. Do you even know what normal is? She's just so beyond done with the weirdness that is Zoro and Luffy. And they look back and Luffy's like, oh yeah. And he sees Boodle just passed out on the floor. Like, oh, I guess I better go wake up the mayor. And just in time, the Townies, the townsmen all show up. They got their weapons. Like, hey, you guys. You know, they start questioning Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. They're like, we're the citizens of this town. He's like, did pirates mutiny or something? What's going on? You know, everything's in rubble to them. All they see is just pirates scattered about. There's 3 people standing, and they don't understand what's going on. And Nami's like, oh, it's the townspeople. What a relief. She's like, thinking there were more Buggy's pirates. And she's like, alright, well, I'll tell you what happened. It's a long story. Then they're like, oh, hey, it's the mayor. And they see Boodle just in a heap on the ground. And they're like, mayor, you hurt, you know? They're like, trying to figure out what happened. He's like, those damn pirates. And Luffy's like, oh, no. It was me who knocked out the old man. And they all just turn, they're like, our mayor? They're pissed, you know, like I said, really cool because the townspeople love Boodle so much. They're very mad that they would hurt their leader. They have so much love and respect for Boodle. And Nami just turns, she's like, holding her back. She's like, why would you say that? they don't need to know this. We were doing the right thing. And Luffy's like, you saw me. I knocked him out. She's like, yeah, but I wasn't going to tell them. And so they get all ready. They're all gung-ho to go take out Luffy and the rest of them. They're like, you did this to our mayor? That's intolerable. Who are you, pirates? And Nami's like, oh man, the mood just took a way bad turn. And she's like, don't tell them we're pirates, thieves, or they're gonna kill us. They're already on edge. And Luffy's like, oh yeah, we're pirates. And friggin' Nami just passes out. She can't take it. She can't take how dumb, how hard Luffy makes everything. And so all the townies are like, you know, get him. And Zoro's just laughing. He's laughing so hard it's hurting his guts. He's just like busted up at how ridiculous Luffy is. Nami turns shark-toothed and all. She's like, you idiot. And Luffy's like, what the hell? He's like, we are pirates. He's like, come on, own it. And Luffy's laughing. He grabs Zoro. He's like, run. He's carrying Zoro. And they're all chasing after them. And Nami's trying to carry her treasure out. And so yeah, they're like chasing after him. Don't let him get away. They're gonna pay for what they did to the mayor. And they all got these pissed off looks. And Oda's really showing off the intensity of the town, how much they care for their mayor. And Nami's just like, Luffy, why do you have to complicate things? And Luffy's like, you know, these are good people. And she's like, so? She's like, doesn't get why he's saying they're good people. And as there shows another panel of them chasing him, and Luffy's like, you know, they're all worked up because they love their mayor so much. And he's like, it wouldn't matter what we told them. And Nami's just kind of listening, and she kind of gets that they're so riled up and worked up that they don't care. They want to protect their mayor. They saw him unconscious. They see what happened to their town. They're done with pirates. They want to stand up for themselves. And Luffy really likes this. He likes people who are true and honest people who are willing to stand up for themselves. Even if they can't do it by themselves, he loves it. And he really likes these people. And so they shoot off into an alleyway. And who shows up but Chow Chow? Oh, you thought we were going to get out of this arc without seeing him again. Well, guess what? The mutt's back and he's got something to say. Yeah, that's what he's got to say. Friggin' dog. And, you know, he's baring his teeth because he's blocking off the alleyway. Luffy and Nami and Zoro just shot down. And all the townspeople are like, oh, God. You know, jump back because of this 2-foot little dog. You're going to chase grown people with a spear and, yeah, let Chow Chow stop you. But they like Chow Chow, so they're not going to hurt him. But Nami and them run by, like, Chow Chow! And Luffy's like, oh, it's the dog. And, town people are arguing with Chow Chow. They're like, Chow Chow, get out of the way. Like, those are bad people. Chow Chow just freaking out. He's baring his teeth. Very pissed off looking. And the townspeople just don't get what he's doing. They're like, why are you helping them? And just finally he's like, Chow Chow, get out of the way. And Chow Chow's just back. Bah, 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 barking. And Luffy just grins. He loves Chow Chow. The dog he thinks is admirable, strong fighter. He respects his resolve. And Nami and Zoro and Luffy then get away, even though it should be pretty obvious they're heading to the dock, but they managed to split up. And Nami's like, oh man, that was close. She's like, Chow Chow really saved us there. Chow Chow, top 5? Anybody? Anybody? Chow Chow has Conqueror's Hockey, if you didn't know. But, Nami just doesn't even get it. She's like, why are we in this mess? And Luffy just says, you know, it's okay. We did what we needed to do, right? And she's like, I guess. And, something that kind of goes on in One Piece that they kind of hit home is that, for the most part, Luffy doesn't want to be welcomed back to towns. I guess not that he doesn't want to be welcomed back. He understands he's a pirate and he's fine playing the villain. He's not a villain, but he's fine being hated by the people. He enjoys this aspect of being a pirate, the on the run, the adventure, people chasing him, all that. He knows he's doing the right thing, But he doesn't care to sit and explain it. He doesn't feel the need to know it. He's just happy things ended up right in the end. It happens time and time again. There's times when Luffy doesn't care what the actual story is behind the people. He just needs to know he's doing what's right by them. You'll see when they go to Arlong. But Luffy doesn't need to know everyone's backstory. He doesn't care. He just likes people for what they are to him now, and he feels like protecting and preserving that. It's the same with the townspeople. Even if they hate him after, he's happy that he made them happy and protected them, even if they don't know that. And that's just what happens. But it is like a gag that they get chased out of a lot of the towns, especially in quite a few of the early ones. Eventually they get so involved with most of the people in the towns that they end up, big parties, big bashes, whatever. But Oda does it in a unique way every time and makes it feel personal, which I think is really good. I think the first couple, they just get chased out and it kind of feels like, oh, it's the same gag, running out of town, But Dressrosa does it really good. The town protects Luffy and all of them while chasing him out, pretty much. You damn pirates. But yeah, Nami and Luffy and Zoro, they get back to the ships. They got Nami's ship and Luffy's little dinghy that they've been sailing on. And Luffy's like, oh, is that your ship? And she's like, yeah. And Luffy's like, man, that's great. It's just a bit bigger than their dinghy. It has a decent sail and a little tiny living cabin. And Nami's just like, I guess I've seen better. So I stole it from those stupid pirates. And I guess she doesn't know it's buggy yet because the sail's been pulled up. I don't know how she doesn't know, but she doesn't know it's Buggy's men. But who are waiting aboard the Buggy dinghy, I guess is what we call it, but Buggy's ship, are more Buggy's men. The three that Zoro knocked unconscious and brought back with him to Orangetown that Nami had robbed it from earlier. And they're like, we've been waiting for you, girly. And Nami gets a little cold, so she's like, oh, you guys, expect to see you. She's like, yeah, we knew you'd come back to the ship. Like, imagine our surprise finding our stolen ship docked here, the island they were staying on. He's like, one of the other guys is like, you haven't forgot about us, have you? But Luffy, seeing this all unfold, he's just kind of like, oh, you're friends of yours? And Nami's like, yeah, not so much. Dense Luffy. Solid as a rock. And those guys are just, oh, that's not nice. We've got intertwined fates. We keep running into each other. And they say, oh, I see you brought some friends yourself. He's like, I guess they'll get the same treatment as you. We'll learn you to steal our ship. And you see Zoro just hanging off of Luffy. And they're like, what's wrong with this guy? Zoro looks up and he's just like, ow. He has this pissed off look. And all those dudes realize that Zoro kicked their ass earlier and just, oh, Jesus! They dive off into the ocean and just swim away. They're just screaming. They don't want to deal with Zoro again. And back over to the townspeople, Mr. Boodle here is waking up. And he's confused. He's like, what's going on here? And townspeople let him know, when we came up, this is how it was. Like, do you know what happened here? Boodle starts to kind of remember. He's like, oh, wait, the kids, And the townspeople say, there was 3 suspicious-looking characters here. He's like, oh, the kid and his friends, And he's like, they're still alive? So he's like, oh, man, that kid. I can't believe he knocked me unconscious. How could he do that to an old man? And the townspeople are like, yeah, we just chased them out of town. He's like, but we'd like to get our hands on them for mocking us. They're like, we'll teach those pirates to respect decent citizens. Boodle's just, no, he's like, shut up! He's like, I'm the only one who gets to call them names. He's like, don't any of you talk bad about them ever again. And the townspeople don't understand. They're like, well, why are you sticking up for these pirates? And Boodle's like, those darn kid. He's like, do you think he can really get away without hearing from me? So Boodle charges off and search of Luffy and Nami and them, and he heads for the docks, drops his armor, his battle gear, I guess you'd call it, and Like, the nerve of that kid. He's like, I've got a thing or two to say to him. So they're getting ready to sail off. Nami's like, all right, let's go. And they get both ships ready to sail. And Luffy's like, oh yeah, hey, Nami, how come you got Buggy's marker on your ship there? And Nami just, oh, you know, I'll deal with it later. I haven't had time. To me, that sounds like a bad idea. You float around with someone, their person's Jolly Roger in one of their tiny ships. Gonna rob you like you did them, Nami, but I guess they got Luffy and Zoro with them, so no biggie. They're about to sail off, and Boodle's like screaming, you know, wait, kid. And Luffy just turns and is like, oh, it's the mayor. And Boodle says, you know, I have something to say to you. He's like, thinking back, he's like, I was a desperate man. He's like, Buggy would have killed me, and you saved me and my town. And you get these nice little images of Luffy and Zoro and Nami just kind of waiting to hear what Boodle has to say. And he's just crying, cracked glasses and all. He's just, thank you! I won't ever forget it! And Luffy, big toothy grin, they're all smiling on their ships. Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. They're just happy, you know. This is the stuff that Luffy wants. He wants just that. He doesn't want the whole town to thank him. He doesn't want a big, he doesn't want a big celebration, a big feast. Other than that, he doesn't want people to go on with him being a hero. Just say your thanks and move on. He's gonna go and sail on his adventure, and you go your way, Mayor. Luffy just says, you know, you're welcome, Mayor. Take it easy. And Mayor's just crying, you know. He can't even explain how grateful he is to have had someone stand up for him. Because especially if you remember, Boodle and the townsmates, this isn't the first time a town they've lived in has been destroyed by pirates. They had to move, and they found this town, and they built it up over like 20, 30 years to have it all happen again. And so Luffy and Zoro and Nami sail off, and we leave Boodle behind here. That's the last we'll hear from him. I think he may show up in a cover page with Chow Chow, but other than that, sayonara, Boodle. And as they're sailing out to sea, Nami just, what? You left the treasure? And she's like, that was a 500,000 berries. Yeah, 500,000 berries I handed you. Like, yeah, but their whole town was wrecked. He's like, they'll need a lot of money to rebuild it. She's like, that was my treasure. You gave away. And we get this awesome panel of Luffy just holding onto the deck of the ship, and Nami's trying to throw him into the water. Luffy's like, take it easy. If you really want it, let's go back and get it. And Nami's like, it's too late. If you ever do anything like that again, I'll kill you. And Zoro's just busted up. He's laughing so hard. And Nami's kind of laughing. She's like, you idiot. She respects that he's doing something so nice for the townspeople. Again, these are points with Luffy that really show to Nami. He's not the same as the other pirates. No pirate would leave treasure behind in their right mind. But Luffy would. He cares about the townspeople. He wants to help them. So we get a little square. I don't know what to call it, but it says, you know. So Nami the thief joins the Luffy's crew, and the two ships set out to sea together. Nami's calling Luffy an idiot, and Luffy's laughing. He's like, you're laughing. And she's, no, I'm not, you know. And she smacks Luffy. He's like, that didn't hurt. We end off with, little do they know that soon they'll have to face the trials of the forest. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. But guess we'll see what old Soja King, Sniper King, or Captain Usopp and his 8,000 men will have for him in the trial force. So Syrup Village, next chapter. And we'll leave off there. That is all of Orange Town and everything up till there. So we'll take off with Syrup, and the arcs start really setting up a solid system from here. These were very short ones. To get a few of these between arcs, that's kind of how these islands work now. Like, these little short adventures against small villains happen between the big island adventures, you know. But the early stuff, just establishing a couple characters and Luffy and the different dynamics happened really quick, back to back. We've got like 25 chapters, I think, in Syrup Village or something, which is going to be miserable. But We'll get through it, guys. For Village, best arc. This is chapter 21, Townies, and Snoop Reviews. Have a good New Year's.